On this episode of Project 380, we're fitting a roll bar to a different Merlot. So today we're working on a Merlot that isn't mine, this is Lewis's Merlot, and we're fitting a roll bar from TR Lane. He's gone for the GPV roll bar. So there's a few reasons why you would want to install a roll bar. The first and main reason is safety. These MX5s can be quite vulnerable in the event of a rollover, due to the fact that your head and shoulders are completely exposed. In the event of a rollover, this roll bar may just save your life. Apart from the fact that it may save your life, you can then install bucket seats and harnesses. Without a roll bar, the bucket seats and harnesses can actually be quite dangerous. Take a look at this example from GC Fabrications into just how effective a roll bar is. That could be your head there, and this roll bar could save your life. Unlike these style bars or mouse traps that are completely useless. So first step to installing this is to remove both the seats. So the standard seats are held in with 5 bolts, 2 at the front underneath these plastic covers. Slide the seat forward and then 2 more at the back, and if you have standard Mark 1 seats there should be a rail holding the seatbelt buckle on here. So if yours does come with this bar on the back, that will have to be removed as well. If you pop this plastic cap off of the seatbelt mount, then you can take the plastic off of this bar, and underneath is the bolt. With that bar out of the way, we now need to remove this carpet. That's easiest to do with the roof up. So the top part of the carpet is held in with 17 of these clips. Just use a panel popper tool to get them out of the way. 5 on the front, and then the rest are all the way back round here. Once they're all removed, this should be able to just pull this out. Then this back carpet has got 8 of those pop clips. Then at the side here, there's a little bit of Velcro. So underneath that carpet is this metal panel that we need to remove. But to remove this, there are some bolts underneath here. So we need to remove all these side plastics first. If you have the hard top brackets, they need to come off first. Then we need to remove this metal cap. It's held on with a 10mm bolt and a Phillips screw. And 2 little pop clips either side. Then you can pull the weather stripping off. If you pull this plastic bit up slightly of the seat belt, then the seat belt should just slide out the back of this plastic. Now we can get to the last 2 bolts up here. Now we can put the roof back up and just work on taking this metal shelf out, which is just held in with 10mm bolts. So the TR Lane bar actually attaches to the seatbelt posts as well, so the whole seatbelt needs to come out. So because Lewis has decided to go with harnesses, the whole seatbelt assembly we are actually going to remove. So we're almost ready to install the roll bar, but I know most of these wires are going to be in the way. So we're going to unpop it all from the chassis so they're all movable when we dry fit the roll bar. So we dry fitted the roll bar and realised there's a few things in our way. The TR lane does require this part of the back shelf out of the way. So we're going to drill these spot welds out and just remove this front section. Also, this little earth bolt here, that's in the way. So we're going to undo that and relocate that somewhere else. The side parts of these back shelves are a little bit fiddly to remove. We ended up drilling out the spot rivets and taking it out in sections. A little bit of this needs trimming as well. You could just use some tin snips to get that out of the way. The TR lane roll bar actually requires these 2 bolts either side to be removed. There are some roll bars out there that actually attach to this seatbelt upright. Hopefully with all that out of the way, the roll bar will slide in. Just watch out when you're sliding it in, as there are wires in the way, especially on the right hand side of the car. You've got the main power wires. Make sure you don't nip them, and just make sure the seatbelt posts line up nicely. So now we need to mark the bottom 8 holes where the roll bar attaches to the chassis. To make sure the roll bar is in the right place, we're going to put the seatbelt bolts in place. Now we know the roll bar is exactly where it wants to be, we're going to mark them bottom 8 holes. Back one is a bit hard to mark out. With the holes marked, we can take the roll bar back out again. With the roll bar out of the way, we can see our pen marks on the chassis. All we're going to do now is center punch the holes so the drill doesn't wander off. And then you can drill all the holes out. The back 2 holes are really tricky to drill out, so I'd suggest trying to source a short drill bit, if not a right angled drill. Once you're happy with all the drilled holes, you can start putting the bolts in from the top. And then the rest is done from in the rear wheel arches. So let's get the car jacked up and safely on some axle stands. In the rear wheel arches, you'll be met with a bit of plastic that's held on with 4 bolts. These could be terribly rusty due to the fact that they're in the wheel arch, and for some reason this plastic only had 3 out of the 4 bolts. Once that plastic is out of the way, you can see the bottom of the roll bar bolts. Then you can install the nuts, washers and spreader plates. This TR lane roll bar only came with 2 spreader plates, so we decided to put one at the front and one at the back. I would suggest sourcing some bigger washers to act as spreader plates, if not get some spreader plates made, just to give that roll bar a little bit of extra support. Now the next step is going to be a 2-person job. One person inside the car holding the spanner on the top of the bolts, and the other person in the wheel arches ratcheting them nuts tight. The back bolts are actually easiest to get from inside the boot. On the left hand side of the car you will have to remove a little bit of metal in front of the fuel filler neck. Once they're snugged down, we can go ahead and put that plastic back in the wheel arch. And the wheel back on, and the car back on the ground. Remember to torque those wheels up. And then tighten the seatbelt post down with the spacers that came out of it.
That's not going anywhere.
With the roll bar all installed, we now need to tuck these wires back in and pin up what we can. And remember to reattach this earth here. So now for the metal shelf, obviously we are going to have to cut these bits as well to make it fit past the roll bar. We're just going to take a pair of tin snips and cut out where the two posts sit. Back in. With that all fitting nicely, it's now time for the side plastics. Obviously, they're not going to fit between the chassis and the roll bar now. So we need to take this lip off, and on the other side, we need to remove this bit of plastic that's sticking out too far. With that all trimmed up, that should slide between the chassis and the roll bar nicely. And then put all the bolts back in and the top metal cover. Obviously, we're not worrying with the seat belts this time. Then with the plastics in, the bottom carpet could go in. Now, just like we done with the metal shelf, the carpet as well needs a bit of trimming to fit around the bar. So what we're going to do is grab a knife, put a slit in it, and fold the carpet around the roll bar. Once you're done, it should look something like that, nice and neat round the roll bar. And then you can put in all the popper clips all the way round. Good luck getting to the back ones. You've now got a roll cage in the way. So that's the TR Lane roll bar fully installed. If this video helped you, let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Mate.